7.
Police in Exuma are trying to piece together what caused the death of a 23-year-old man whose body was found in a bushy area on the island. I'm Delvado Emmanuel. That story just ahead.
Plus,
for years, we've been having problems with this drain, and this is the first time I ever see Ministry of Works being treated with all of these people and all of these cars like they doing something for us.
a flooding fix is finally underway in Pinewood Gardens as the Ministry of Works launches a $2.6 million drainage project. And a Bahamian entrepreneur is bringing new life to an age-old industry, turning sponges into a sustainable business model that could help preserve one of the nation's natural resources. Chanasa Outen takes us inside this innovative approach in tonight's Sustainability First segment. And then in our news at 7:30, a life lost at sea. A family left heartbroken tonight as police investigate the alleged drowning of a fisherman off New Providence. We have the details for these stories and so much more as our news live at 7 starts now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jamila Mizik in for Megan Shepard tonight. What began as a community-wide search for a missing Exuma man has now turned into a death investigation. The discovery of a 23-year-old man has shaken residents in Exuma while his family tries to cope with an unimaginable loss. Our Delvado Emmanuel spoke with the victim's father. He picks up the story from here.
The search for 23-year-old Andrew Sayers Jr. began Tuesday afternoon after police in Exuma received a report shortly after 3:30 that a man who was being electronically monitored was in distress. Officers quickly spread out across the Baratari community, searching for any sign of the young man. But as the hours passed, they came up empty. By Wednesday, the search had expanded. Specialist officers from New Providence joined the effort, bringing drones, canine support services, and members of the electronic monitoring unit to help comb the area. Our news obtained video footage of that search. The search eventually led investigators to Madam's Door Key, where just before 2 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, they found the 23-year-old's body lying in shallow waters. For his father, who had been searching alongside police, the moment was devastating.
I saw him. I was like, my heart come full, and I just had to release the pressure. I was like, you know, I was like, started like a blow.
Police say Sayers Jr. was found wearing a maroon button-up shirt, shorts, and was barefoot. Investigators also noted what appeared to be blood around his ear and nose, along with minor abrasions to the hands and legs. A local doctor later examined him at the scene and pronounced him dead. While police continued to work to determine exactly what happened, his father says he doesn't want his son to be defined by the investigation, but by the person he was every day.
He was in no trouble someplace, and like I tell you, he was a person, he's a happy going party, he's like happy going partying person. He's a person, when you see the joy in him. You never see him with a sad face.
Now, as his family continues to wait for answers, an autopsy will be carried out to determine the exact cause of death. Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks, Delvado. Meanwhile, police are investigating an alleged attempted sexual assault that reportedly occurred on Wednesday morning. Investigators say it happened near Chesapeake Road onto Jerome Avenue. According to the victim, she was walking in the area just after 11 a.m. when she was approached by a man she knew who allegedly placed his hands over her mouth and forced her into his home. Inside the home, the suspect allegedly physically assaulted her, threatened to kill her while trying to rape her. After a struggle, she says she was able to escape and call 911 for help. Police are now searching for that suspect. Meanwhile, flooding in Pinewood Gardens has long frustrated residents. Today, the Ministry of Works drainage crew began clearing and preparing Sapodilla Boulevard for a new lift station. It's the first step in a $2.6 million project aimed at tackling the worst-hit areas. Our Evelyn Ferguson has the story.
The Ministry of Works has brought this action plan straight to Sapodilla Boulevard to tackle Pinewood's decades-old flooding nightmare. Now, all eyes are on the government to see if this project brings real permanent relief or just another temporary fix.
Sapodilla Boulevard is ground zero for the most severe flooding, often leaving roads impassable. Minister of Works Clay Sweeting telling reporters today the system will help keep drains clear in communities prone to flooding.
We're ensuring that the drains are ready for the rainy season, but this is also an area where the lift station will be installed for Pinewood to help alleviate some of the flooding where at times it gets to a foot and a half during the rainy season.
The ministry's plans don't stop at new technology. On the ground, engineers are mapping out the drainage system. Assistant Engineer Mario Smith explains how the work is being carried out.
Well, on this particular road, we have documented about 6 drainage wells. That's right here, but there are actually more than, I would say, about 50 to 60 within the Pinewood Gardens development as a whole.
But while officials highlight the scope of the project, residents say the reality has been years of frustration. Dennis Roll told me he's seen little relief over the years.
I don't know what Ministry of Works come out here this morning for putting on this big comedy show. For years, people been having problems with this drain, and this is the first time I ever see Ministry of Works being treated about all of these people and all of these cars like they doing something for us.
But not everyone shares that skepticism.
Yes, ma'am, I'm quite pleased. I welcome it.
Now officials also telling us today that there are also plans to expand the project to Pigeon Plum Street and Joan Heights. Reporting for Our News, I'm Evelyn Ferguson.
All right, thanks, Evelyn. This Monday, July 27th, watch RTV for a crucial half hour that could save your life. Join Jasmine Brown and meteorologist Greg Thompson as they dive into everything you need to stay safe this season. Watch Storm Navigator for the latest predictions, storm traffic models, and essential prep tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline for weathering the storm. Tune into Storm Navigator on Monday at 8 on RTV. Be prepared. It's the best defense against Mother Nature's fury. And we've still got more news to come, but for now, meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Jamil, and a happy Thursday evening, everybody. Nice conditions on the outside. Once again, slightly warm, but we do have a bit of a breeze. Your temperature right now, 86 degrees. Your winds out of the east at 12 miles per hour. Feels like 95 degrees on the outside. Temperatures right now around the Family of Islands, we are a couple of degrees cooler, 85s across Freeport, Grand Bahama, Marsh Harbour, Abaco, over in Governor's Harbour, Eleuthera. Pick up a string of 86s, Alistown, Bimini, Great Harbour, Key, the Berry Islands, over in Nicholstown, North Andros, and here in the capital. Central Bahamas, 87, Kemps Bay, South Andros, 85s popping up once again in Black Point, Exuma Keys, Georgetown, Exuma, Deadman's Long Island, Port Nelson, Rum Key, and in Coburn Town, San Salvador, Arthurstown, Cat Island, 86, and into the Southeast Bahamas, 84 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, pair of 86s, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay, 84, and you have some showers and some thunderstorms nearby. Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, and Matthewtown, Niagara, you're sharing a temperature right now at 85 degrees. Satellite radar composite, we still have that upper level low spinning to the east of us. That's headed our way, bringing us some clouds as well as some showers and some thunderstorms. Most of the activity spreading into the southeast and central Bahamas, but we will begin to see some of that affect the northwest Bahamas by tomorrow as that upper level low will continue to spin towards our area. That will bring us some increased chances for showers, and a front to the north of us will combine with that for the weekend. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. We'll take a second look at our weather when we come back.
Coming up in sports, Carifta 2027 finds a home, and we look back at the big game from the Peace on the Streets Classic. Politicians usually win at life, now they win at basketball too.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other.
Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m.
The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
The Atlantic hurricane season is here, and now is the time to get prepared. Join me, Jasmine Brown, along with meteorologist Greg Thompson for a crucial half hour that could save your life. We'll dive into everything you need to know to stay safe and informed this season, the latest predictions, storm tracking models, and essential tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline to weathering the storm. Storm Navigator on RTV.
The Royal Bahamas Police Cadets registration is opening once again, and we are looking for you. You 15 through 17 years old in grades 10 or 11, have a minimum GPA of 2.5 and possess at least 5 VJCs with C's in Math and English. Then apply today. As the oldest cadet program in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, we are dedicated to ensuring that every single cadet enlisted is equipped with life skills that will take them through adulthood. If you are interested and with your parents' permission, log on to www.royalbahamaspolice.org/cadet. Print the application and submit it to
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The whole region was waiting. Actually, this meet is a big enough deal to say the whole world was waiting. We finally got word on where Carifta Track and Field is headed, and the hosts will get their first shot at it, ever. The road to Carifta 2027 now has a final destination. Guyana has officially been awarded the 2027 Games, with the announcement made during the 51st CARICOM Heads of Government Conference in St. Lucia. Regional leaders also confirmed that Barbados gets to host the 2028 edition. For Guyana, huge chance to put the region's biggest junior track and field meet on full display and welcome that next wave of Caribbean stars. The politicians combined all their slogans, got some new uniforms, and got their first win ever at the Peace on the Streets Classic. As if politicians don't win enough, right? After 15 years of taking L's, the politicians finally got their revenge. They knocked off the Pastors 70-51 in the headlining game of the Peace on the Streets Classic, ending the clergy's long-running dominance in this unique basketball tradition. The difference? Youth. The additions of Jay Philippe and Quentin Lightbourne gave the politicians a different look, and it paid off. Philippe was unstoppable, 25 points to earn MVP honors, while Lightbourne had 10 points and 5 steals. It's been a ridiculous 2 weeks for Chavez Young, and the accolades keep rolling in. Chavez Young has been on fire and has been a welcome addition to the Quebec Capitales in the Frontier League. First, he was named a Frontier League All-Star, then he backed it up by winning Player of the Week, then he set a franchise record with 32 runs for the Capitales. He finished the week with 14 hits, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 8 RBI, and 3 stolen bases. That'll do it for sports. We almost wrapped things up, but they said we got to be back on our news at 7:30, so we will.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the European Union hits Google with a $1 billion fine, accusing the tech giant of unfairly steering users toward its own apps and services. Plus, the Ebola outbreak in Congo turns deadlier, with the death toll now surpassing 1,000 as health officials struggle to contain the virus. And thousands of people are evacuated as wildfires race across France's Atlantic coast, with hundreds of firefighters battling the growing blaze. We have the details when our news returns.
Ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
The Atlantic hurricane season is here, and now is the time to get prepared. Join me, Jasmine Brown, along with meteorologist Greg Thompson for a crucial half hour that could save your life. We'll dive into everything you need to know to stay safe and informed this season, the latest predictions, storm tracking models, and essential tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline to weathering the storm. Storm Navigator on RTV.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Danielle here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more great content, be sure to hit that notification button and follow the team you already trust.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, industry leaders, cultural icons, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episode on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The European Union on Thursday hit Google with a fine of 890 million euros, equivalent to $1 billion after it said the technology giant broke digital antitrust regulations by setting up Google Play and its ubiquitous search engine to corral consumers toward its own services and apps to the detriment of competitors. It was the latest major crackdown on big tech by Brussels, which has led the world in reining in some of the world's largest companies from Silicon Valley to Beijing. Google's president of global affairs, Ken Walker, blasted the fine as product degradation driven by a small group of self-serving complainants that will have a negative impact on European businesses and consumers. Meanwhile, more than 1,000 people have died in the Ebola outbreak in Congo. According to Africa's top health body, a grim toll in the fastest Ebola outbreak in history as conflict, community resistance, and an uneven response fuel its spread. Speaking at a health summit in Ghana on Wednesday, Dr. Jean Kasia, Director General of the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, said 1,031 deaths have been confirmed. The latest update from Congo's Ministry of Health showed that as of Monday, 2,473 cases had been recorded in the latest outbreak. At least 737 patients were in isolation or hospitalized, it said. And about 20,000 people were evacuated from towns and vacation resorts along the French Atlantic coast Thursday as the latest in a series of wildfires raged and hundreds of firefighters were dispatched to tackle it. Local authorities said the fire in a forest near the town southwest of Bordeaux has spread over more than 5,900 acres, though no injuries have been reported. Some 700 firefighters, including forces that travel from the Paris region, have been deployed. More than 10,000 people, including tourists staying at holiday camps and campgrounds, were moved to safety overnight, along with more than 1,000 residents living in residential areas along the forest edge. And from the sea to your home, one Bahamian entrepreneur is proving that sustainability and business can go hand in hand, and he's tapping into the sponging industry to do it. That local business owner is adding value at home while helping to protect a resource that can be enjoyed for generations to come. Our Chinasa Outen has more in tonight's Sustainability First segment.
Bahamas First, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
Although Bahamians know about sponges, Bahamians don't really use sponges.
That's the challenge facing My Bahamas sponge owner Andrew Burrows, who says while sponges have long been a part of the country's history, many Bahamians are still unaware of their everyday benefits. Speaking on the sidelines of Solomon's 4th annual Buy Bahamian Craft Market, Burrows says despite the belief that local sponging industry has disappeared, that couldn't be further from the truth.
Sponging industry is very much alive. But what I decided to do was most Bahamians who are in the sponging industry tend to take the raw sponge and ship it out of the country. But I decided that I wanted to have a value-added product.
While keeping more of the value local and showcasing the versatility of a natural resource found in Bahamian waters, he says he makes sure that the sponges are prepped and ready for immediate use. But he believes education is the key to growing the local market.
We have to do a better job of showing people how it's really applicable and how it would enhance their everyday life. I think once we do that, we'll start to see the turnaround.
And that education goes beyond how to use a sponge. It also includes how it's harvested. Burrows says his company follows sustainable practices that allow the resource to continue thriving, ensuring today's harvest doesn't come at the expense of tomorrow's supply.
We harvest our sponges in an eco-friendly way. And by eco-friendly, I mean that we cut all of our sponges in the water, and that allows the sponge to regrow, so you can go back and harvest from that sponge at another time.
Now, when it comes to its uses, Burrows says the possibilities are endless. From exfoliating the skin to cleaning around the house, and even being a gentler, more hypoallergenic alternative to the washcloth. He says the Bahamian sponge is both practical and sustainable. Reporting for Our News and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Chinasa Outen.
On the other side of this break, building stronger leaders for tomorrow. The Ministry of National Security brings top officials together for a leadership push aimed at transforming public service. And then in Our News at 7:30, a night of soul, jazz, and unforgettable music. Our Danielle Miller takes us inside night one of Grammy-nominated artist Musiq Soulchild's performance at the John Batiste Jazz Club. That's coming up when Our News continues.
The Atlantic hurricane season is here, and now is the time to get prepared. Join me, Jasmine Brown, along with meteorologist Greg Thompson for a crucial half hour that could save your life. We'll dive into everything you need to know to stay safe and informed this season, the latest predictions, storm tracking models, and essential tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline to weathering the storm. Storm Navigator on RTV.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Janae Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Danielle here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more great content, be sure to hit that notification button and follow the team you already trust.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared?
Ministry of National Security brought together leaders from across its various departments for its 4th annual Leadership Symposium at the National Training Agency on Gladstone Road. The day-long workshop focused on strengthening leadership skills, improving workplace culture, and preparing public officers to navigate the changing demands of the modern public service. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Cecilia Strawn, challenged participants to embrace innovation while inspiring the next generation of officers.
As supervisors and leaders, you will be tested daily to steer the course, be the example and guides to navigate this exciting new era of the public service. And it is new and different from when I started. It is totally different. I challenge you, therefore, to ensure that you yourselves develop a new mindset and vision for the Bahamas that is not business as usual. Become officers who are always thinking of how you can improve your service and that of your organization. Ask yourself, how can I inspire the young officers working with me to be more committed and engaged, to continue their education and pursue excellence every day?
Those attendees included members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force and Defense Forces, Bahamas Department of Corrections, and Immigration. Delivering the keynote presentation was Desiree Tynes-Moss, who reminded them that leadership is measured not by rank, but by the positive impact leaders have on the people they serve.
Leaders, you were not promoted to occupy a seat. You were promoted to ignite people and employees you serve. The central truth is that the most dangerous leadership myth is that leaders are born in places, boardrooms, or academies. The truth, they are ignited, ordinary people who found their compass. In government and in law enforcement, your leadership is not measured in quarterly reports. However, it is measured in the trust regained, lives protected, and legacies left.
Well, that does it for our news at 7. We've got more to come in our news at 7:30, but the sounds of the cowbells means it's time for Thursday is the New Friday, sponsored by Kalik. And our entertainment correspondent, Danielle Miller, is getting the weekend started over at Bella Diva Boutique. Danny.
Hi, Jamila. You got it right. I am in one of my favorite places on earth, Bella Diva Boutique. Why? Because the owner is also my personal stylist. Yes, I have a stylist. Why? Because some days I don't feel like thinking about what I am going to wear. And I always come into her late. So pressures be tall on her end. But speaking of pressure being tall, I am about to travel to a Caribbean country next week. Which country am I traveling to? Go to our social media platforms and listen to the hint that I leave to find out the country. Also, don't be shy. Join in on the fun. There is a giveaway going on for a limited edition Kalik t-shirt. All right, guys and gals. You know the drill. In our 7:30 p.m. broadcast will be your weekly dose of entertainment news. And also don't forget to tune into our Saturday and Sunday night broadcast where the fun continues. Until next week, deuces. Back to you in studio.
All right. Well, stay tuned to our news on Thursday to see more escapades like the one with our Danielle Miller and to see what Music Soul Child did last night. Here is a look at your latest headlines.
Ahead on our news tonight.
This one here is not just a family guide for his family, but also he's been a father figure for me and the younger one that passed away.
A conch diving expedition ends in tragedy today. A man drowns just miles out on Montague Beach. Also tonight, there is a new development in the federal case of the ex-business partner of former National Security Minister Marvin Dames. The Ministry of Works denies any involvement with moving the makeshift memorial to the Shirley Street crash victims. And then,
tonight on our news, 2 expert aviators outline safety and operational regulations in the small aircraft industry. Stay tuned for more details.
Our news live at 7:30 starts in a moment.
One day I told my grandpa, show me what being a Bahamian is all about, and I'll show the Bahamas to the world. Together, we show the world what it means to be Bahamian, and we celebrate with our ice cold Quebec. More than a bear, it's the spirit of the Bahamas. Click, it's in our hands.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Sun, sea, good friends.
One day I told my grandpa, show me what being a Bahamian is all about, and I'll show the Bahamas to the world. Together, we show the world what it means to be Bahamian, and we celebrate with our ice cold Quebec. More than a bear, it's the spirit of the Bahamas. Click, it's in our hands.
Family, how you look so dumb?
Welcome to our news live at 7:30, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jerome Sawyer in for Atalia Hall tonight. What started as a routine day on the water quickly turned into tragedy. Police called to Montague Dock just before noon today after a fisherman was rushed back to shore after a conch diving trip went terribly wrong. As police on the scene did initial investigations, Inspector Gerard Culmer of the Police Public Affairs and Communications Department gave these details of how a routine dive ended in tragedy.
At around 7 a.m., 2 adult males left from Porter's Key Dock in an 18-foot blue and white vessel en route to an area just 5 miles off the coast of New Providence in an attempt to dive for conch. At around 10:30, one of the males experienced difficulty breathing as he was submerging from the water. The other male tried to make attempts to bring him on board. However, he wasn't able to do it by himself. Luckily, some passing boaters was able to assist this male. As a result, they came to the dock around 11:50, shortly before 12 noon, where they were able to contact police control room. EMS came on scene and pronounced the male deceased.
Well, the victim was later identified by relatives as 52-year-old Mark Cartwright of Tarpon Bay, Eleuthera. His sister, Margot McCartney, said Cartwright had come to New Providence just weeks ago hoping to make a living as a fisherman, trying to provide for his wife and son, still grieving the loss of another brother who died in a similar tragedy just over 2 years ago. The family is now forced to endure that heartbreak all over again.
This one here is not just a family guide for his family, but also he's been a father figure for me and the younger one that passed away, Glenwood. He has left school at age 14 to help my mother, working as a 14-year-old teenager and refusing to go back to school just so he can help her to take care of us. So he's just been more than a big brother, his father figure for me from all my life. Trust me when I said a brother that loves his young siblings, he would do anything for us. It's nothing that we couldn't have that he wouldn't go out there and work for.
Such a tragic story. Certainly our hearts and prayers go out to that family tonight. A new development in the federal case of the ex-business partner of former National Security Minister Marvin Dames after he recently pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute a controlled substance. Malcolm Goodman will be sentenced for that crime on October 7th by U.S. District Judge Melissa Damon. According to court documents, prosecutors are recommending a 9 to 11-year sentence in accordance with the plea deal, but Damon has the final say on how long Goodman will spend behind bars. Goodman has been in custody since he was arrested by the U.S. Coast Guard on February, about 4 miles off of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Goodman, a boat captain, was the sole occupant of the 45-foot vessel Real Experience when authorities seized 200 kilos of cocaine worth an estimated $4 million. The Ministry of Works claiming it did not remove a makeshift memorial erected in memory of 5 teens killed in a June car crash on Shirley Street. Works and Family Island Affairs Minister Clay Sweeting, who was asked about the issue on the sidelines of an event in the Pinewood community this morning. Earlier this week, the family came forward in outrage over the removal of the flowers, teddy bears, and photos. Minister Sweeting spoke directly to those concerns, explaining the ministry's position.
We don't get involved in any of that. So the ministry wasn't sanctioned to move anything, especially a memorial site like that. So we put out a statement. Well, we spoke to, I think it was the Tribune yesterday, asked us the same question. So we're not aware of anyone moving and it's private property as well. So the ministry wouldn't go and move anything off of someone's private property like that.
So who regulates those small aircraft? How do companies receive their licensing? And is hacking really a problem on the Family Islands? These questions and more raised after a Flamingo Air flight crashed in Andros on Independence Day, killing all 10 on board. Since then, the incident has renewed conversations about the safety of the industry. Well, tonight, 2 veteran aviators with a wealth of knowledge take a deep dive into the topic. They were recent guests on the Record. Our Joshua Williams reports.
Every industry has its own set of rules, whether it be finance, education, or even the healthcare system. But what about aviation, especially when it comes to small aircraft?
It's an Independence Day we won't forget. The Cessna 402 plane crashed as it approached the runway, killing all 10 on board. Among them, members of the Pawn Band, a popular DJ, 3 Androsians, and a pilot. Since the tragedy, conversations have surrounded regulations and safeguards in the aviation industry, especially when it comes to small aircraft once again reigniting. Many have asked if small aircraft companies are regulated or if their operators have a body that they must account to. Well, on a recent episode of On the Record with host Jerome Sawyer, 2 licensed aviation CEOs, Captain Antonico Gibson and Captain TJ Thompson, explained each company has a specific inspector.
That inspector will come every quarter. Sometimes they'll just pop up when you taxi in and, hey, I want to see your weight and balance.
Really?
I want to see your tech log. I want to see if you're flying this aircraft with any open snags. We call snags any deficiencies, right? Say, for instance, if you had an item written up the previous day and it's not signed off. When I say not signed off, Jerome, if you had a left alternator failure, or the alternator is something which charges the battery, it's not signed off. The pilot wrote it up and it's not signed off. That's a flight. That's a violation. You understand? They could actually ground that aircraft.
So what's the process? And what must a company do before it can legally carry passengers for payment in the Bahamas?
It has everything to do with every aspect of the airplane, every aspect of training, licensing, signage, safety, demos, you name it.
Another issue that's come up, what's known as hacking. So how can you tell who's legit?
Most of the airports have AOC operators already published in the airport.
And many say they utilize hackers due to insufficient airline operators on islands. But these aviators see it differently.
Let's say you want to go to Andros, right? You don't want to spend more than $50, right? The airline's ticket to go is this, and someone's offering you a seat to go to your destination for a fraction of the cost. You take a risk, right? Again, you're not asking the questions, are you regulated? Are you this? Are you that? Are you certified? Do you have a current medical?
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
So this Monday, July 27th, watch RTV for a crucial half hour that could save your life. Join Jasmine Brown and meteorologist Greg Thompson as they dive into everything you need to stay safe this hurricane season. Watch Storm Navigator for the latest predictions, storm tracking models, and essential prep tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline for weathering the storm. Tune into Storm Navigator, that's this coming Monday at 8 on RTV, and be prepared. It's the best defense against Mother Nature's fury. And speaking of weather, it's time now for our first look at temperatures on the outside. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by the Weather Center tonight. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jerome, and a happy Thursday evening, everybody. 86 degrees is our current temperature on the outside, and it is a bit on the breezy side. We have a few clouds out there. Winds out of the east at 12 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 95. Satellite radar composite, we still have that upper level low spinning just across the area that's bringing some increased showers and some thunderstorm activity, mainly across the southeast and central Bahamas. Some of that just to the west of our capital here, moving across Andros. We will begin to see some increase in clouds and some showers across the northwest Bahamas tomorrow as the system continues to track towards the west. Not tropical in nature, but we're looking with that to combine with a front that's to the north. We'll tell you about that later on in the newscast. But that's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a second look at the tropics and our extended forecast later on in the newscast.
Still to come on our news tonight, the Minister of Education pushes back against claims that the government abandoned talks with the Bahamas Union of Teachers. Plus, an alarming trend, an increase in child admissions at the Sandilands Rehabilitation Centre. What does this say about the declining mental health of our children? That's coming up when our news returns.
How you look so down? Set of all cold and flu could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set of all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try Setamol, cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new...
Education Minister Chester Cooper pushing back against claims that the government abandoned talks with the Bahamas Union of Teachers. His comments come after BUT President Belinda Wilson released a voice note alleging that the government had walked away from the negotiating table. Now, Cooper says while he is not part of the negotiating team, discussions continue with both sides and they are ongoing talks.
I don't make it a habit of negotiating in the press, and therefore I don't have any discussion on any of the details. We look forward to a briefing in the coming days from our negotiating team, and we are hopeful that before long we're able to put that negotiation behind us. We are committed to Bahamian teachers. We're committed to the retention of the teachers that we have already in the system. And as you know, we are on an aggressive path to ensure that we bridge the gap where there are shortfalls.
If you are a parent, you'll want to listen closely to this next story. Child health care officials are noticing an alarming trend. There's been an increase in child and adolescent admissions to the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center. While they didn't release statistics, officials say they're concerned about the mental well-being of minors under heavy stress. Speaking on the sidelines of a donation, Clinical Director of the unit, Dr. Annalise Richards, says while parents may take it for granted, there are obvious signs of a declining mental state.
They are a generation of very immediate gratification, immediate access. So whereby in the past, if you had something distressing happen at school, you didn't have a phone where you're in the car riding home and people are giving you feedback. You had an opportunity to process it and maybe discuss it with a parent or guardian, problem solve it, and come back the next day. So they are responding to their stressors. And I always say to the children and adolescents we work with, being a child and adolescent today is 1,000 times harder than it was many years ago. And so we have to move with them.
Now, the unit admits kids up to 17 years old and at times can be overcrowded depending on the demand and care needed. This is where they say key collaborative partners can help.
That is done via various avenues. So we have the Community Counseling and Assessment Center, which I'm sure most persons in the community are familiar with. That provides services across the spectrum of the lifespan. We also have a child and adolescent psychiatry clinic that runs weekly out of Agape and is by appointment. So because our team is very small and we are responsible for inpatient, outpatient services, we depend highly on our collaboration with our community providers.
A Grand Bahama youth organization is getting some help from a recently launched construction project. Heroic Concrete donated 1,000 blocks to the Reach Out Youth Organization to help with the construction of their brand new facility that will serve as both a hurricane shelter and a youth center. Representative from the company, Lincoln Russell, says it's about standing with the community when they need it most.
We're taking this initiative to partner with Mr. Said. We want to just thank God for blessing his heart, for doing such an extraordinary thing inside our community today. As you can see, he's building a state-of-the-art community center, which is actually going to be a hurricane shelter as well. We took our time to partner with our Dudley Said because we've seen what he's been doing in the community, and we too want to be a part of that. So we just want to encourage everyone to come on down to make a donation to Heroic to purchase blocks in fund for the Reach Out Community Center.
Community activist and founder of the Reach Out Youth Organization, Dudley Saidi, says the help will go a long way in getting the project off the ground.
Hurricane Dorian taught me a lesson. After the hurricane, what I saw is devastation, people are running around, don't know what to do. There's going to be a shelter for the hurricane and the aftermath of hurricane, where once this building is completed, you're going to find a hot meal here. You're going to find building supplies here. You're going to find groceries here. So I think the Grand Bahama community should be excited about this, because you don't have to wonder, where should I go after hurricane?
Coming up in sports, after far too long of a wait, we finally have word of where Carifta Track and Field is headed next year, and politicians got the better of another group of people whose job it is to serve the community. On the basketball court, we're talking peace on the streets.
One day I told my grandpa, show me what being a Bahamian is all about, and I'll show the Bahamas to the world. Together, we show the world what it means to be Bahamian, and we celebrate with our ice cold Quebec. More than a bear, it's the spirit of the Bahamas. Click, it's in our hands.
Family, how you look so down? Set of all cold and flu could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Sun Sea Good Friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The whole region was waiting. Actually, this meet is a big enough deal to say the whole world was waiting. We finally got word on where Carifta Track and Field is headed, and the hosts will get their first shot at it, ever. The road to Carifta 2027 now has a final destination. Guyana has officially been awarded the 2027 Games, with the announcement made during the 51st CARICOM Heads of Government Conference in St. Lucia. Regional leaders also confirmed that Barbados gets to host the 2028 edition. For Guyana, huge chance to put the region's biggest junior track and field meet on full display and welcome that next wave of Caribbean stars. We all know the story. Since 1972, Carifta has been the launching pad for countless Olympians, world champions, NCAA standouts, and pro athletes. In fact, if you became a star in Caribbean track and field, you probably got your breakout moment at Carifta. So the bar's been set pretty high. At this year's Games in Grenada, the Bahamas finished third overall with 35 medals, 10 gold, 14 silver, and 11 bronze. Now the countdown begins to 2027, and we know where we're headed. The politicians combined all their slogans, got some new uniforms, and got their first win ever at the Peace on the Streets Classic. As if politicians don't win enough, right? After 15 years of taking L's, the politicians finally got their revenge. They knocked off the Pastors 70-51 in the headlining game of the Peace on the Streets Classic, ending the clergy's long-running dominance in this unique basketball tradition. The difference? Youth. The additions of Jay Philippe and Quentin Lightbourne gave the politicians a different look, and it paid off. Philippe was unstoppable, 25 points to earn MVP honors, while Lightbourne had 10 points and 5 steals. Leonardo Lightbourne scored 11 and Clay Sweeting chipped in with 9. The Pastors were led by Dr. Don Clark's 18 points, but this year they had to hand over the bragging rights. The action didn't stop there with the feature game. Valor Elite won the Church Division, the Baintown Stars took the constituency title, IBA Bahamas captured the Under-20 Championship, and Falcons Elite won the Under-13 Division. In individual hardware, Corey Sands won the 3-point contest, and one-name superstar Tiano threw down enough to take home the slam dunk title. Headline here though, politicians will be doing all the talking until next year. It's been a ridiculous 2 weeks for Chavez Young, and the accolades keep rolling in. Chavez Young has been on fire and has been a welcome addition to the Quebec Capitales in the Frontier League. First, he was named a Frontier League All-Star, then he backed it up by winning Player of the Week, then he set a franchise record with 32 runs for the Capitales. He finished the week with 14 hits, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 8 RBI, and 3 stolen bases. The All-Star break didn't cool him off either. Young returned to the lineup and picked up 3 hits in 4 games against the Tri-City Valley Cats and continued to set the tone for the league-leading Capitales. At this point, the only thing Young seems to do more than reach base: collect awards. That'll do it for sports. This is 10YS. So links are being leaked, the Heat are in damage control, rumors are flying everywhere, following the LeBron free agency, most important thing in my life right now. Well, parenthood first, but I mean, Kaizen ain't LeBron. Yet.
And still to come on our news tonight, Greg is back with your extended weather forecast plus opening night for Music Soul Child. Our Danielle Miller takes us back to a night of marital bliss, self-love, and of course, good vibes. Stay tuned. Our news continues in just a moment.
See Good Friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Ah, Sun Sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy.
One day I told my grandpa, show me what being a Bahamian is all about, and I'll show the Bahamas to the world. Together, we show the world what it means to be Bahamian, and we celebrate with our ice cold Quebec. More than a bear, it's the spirit of the Bahamas. Click, it's in our hands.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by
This is our news. Welcome back. First, a look at the tropics. We do have a couple of tropical waves moving across the tropical belt, not showing any organization at this time. Most of those systems will continue to track towards the west, but we still have Tropical Storm Bertha, which is moving inland across Texas. It actually emerged off of Louisiana overnight and into the Gulf of Mexico, but it will continue to track inland, weakening, but all of the convection, once again, staying well away from the center of circulation. And of course, we have a lot of upper level shear that's helping to shred this system. Spells good news for the Texas area. Could see some slight flooding across Mexico as the system continues to track towards the west and inland. Closer to home, we still have that upper level low spinning just to the east of the islands, sparking some showers and some thunderstorms mainly across the central and southeast Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. But we expect increased shower chances across the northwest Bahamas as the system continues to track towards the west. That should happen by tomorrow afternoon, bringing us some possible severe thunderstorms, so we're asking you to continue to monitor that. But on the weekend, we do have this weak frontal boundary, a very late season frontal boundary, that's going to merge with this upper level disturbance, and that will increase our chances for some showers taking us into next week. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with that boundary and that upper level low. Well, the boundary is well to the north, the upper level low still spinning towards the west, and that's going to continue to increase our showers tomorrow across the entire chain of island. That will take us into the weekend. That frontal boundary will drop towards the south, and here comes the moisture. Northwest Bahamas looking for increased shower chances for Sunday. Boating forecast for all areas tonight to tomorrow. Caution flag for the Atlantic side. Rip current risk also increased across that area, but your winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, but building up to 5 feet in Atlantic waters. Low tide is at 10:53 tonight. Your high tide takes place at 4:43 tomorrow morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we will keep the shower chances in the picture for the next couple of days. We get a bit of a break on Saturday and Sunday, but into next week with that frontal boundary dropping into our area, shower chances will remain in the forecast. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Greg. Well, finally tonight, for 2 nights this week, Grammy-nominated artist Musiq Soulchild is performing at the John Baptiste Jazz Club at Bahama. It was opening night last night, and of course, who else but our Danielle Miller was there and tells us how guests celebrated marital bliss, self-love, and of course, good vibes.
The stage at John Baptiste's Jazz Club is set, and R&B lovers are rejoicing tonight as Musiq Soulchild is set to hit the stage in a few moments. But before he does, I want to hear from those R&B lovers about what they anticipate for tonight.
It's my night. I am treating myself. I am loving myself tonight. The daughter is at home with her dad.
It was an evening dedicated to grown and sexy music as platinum-selling recording artist Music Soul Child made his return to the jazz club at Bahamar. Accompanied by a dynamic band, both locals and guests were serenaded by the artist on Wednesday as he performed his classic hits. Each ballad featured poetic melodies that evoked feelings of joy and romance. A group from Detroit characterized the event as the perfect addition to their friends' 10th anniversary vow renewal trip.
Say years of love. We had a fabulous ceremony yesterday, and we're ending it off with Music Soul Child.
The occasion was not solely a night for couples. As local attendee Lauren suggests, it was also ideal for a girls' night out or for a solo date.
And originally it was supposed to be a girls' night, but a few of my friends had to cancel last minute. You know, we're all adults, we all have kids. But I decided I was still going to come out.
And senior event promoter in the country, Chima, states that what made the night particularly special was the chance for individuals to break free from their regular weekly routines and be whisked away by the melodies of rhythm and blues.
Come out your house and socialize, you know what I mean? You in this world, you out here to like meet and greet, and this is a perfect atmosphere and environment. You ain't even have to talk too much tonight. We gonna let Soul Child talk for us tonight.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thank you so very much. And guess what? I'm wrapping up very quickly. My clothes in the car. I'm on the way for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of our news and the entire team here, I'm Jerome Sawyer. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Until then, you have yourself a wonderful night.